Well, a lot of animals that you usually think about that might be on land or terrestrial animals also have related species that would live in the water. So we were just looking at a slug, and there are on land living snails, but there are also aquatic snails. And sometimes, especially in the middle of the day, it's a lot easier to find aquatic snails in the streams and the local ponds than it is to find land snails in the day. Now, as I look at this white tub here, I do have a piece of metal trash in there. I'll get rid of that later, but you might not initially notice this. But there are hundreds and hundreds of snails in here. Unfortunately, there's hundreds and hundreds of snails because this is not a native species of snail. All of these tiny little dots that have crawled up onto the side of my tub, these are an invasive New Zealand mud snail that has come into some of the streams in the Lehigh Valley. So, if you look over here, I have one of them. Let me see, they are so very, very tiny. Each one of them is, let me just put my finger in there you go, so you can get a bit of perspective about how tiny they are. They're tiny, but there are so very many of them. And they're really good.
I found some bigger snails.
Oh, hang on, well, look at those. Yeah, oh, that's great. They're really good at crawling along on the water surface tension. So he's actually upside down, crawling along on the water. And that can allow them, and also they can just ride along. They can ride along the water to get from place to place. And if you look in the bottom of my tub, you can see that some of them have left tracks behind. Now Tyler has found a slightly larger, here, let's see if I can get down here, get this guy in focus. There you go. Again, you can see how his tentacles are out, crawling along, and then the slug did not have a heavy shell on its back, but snails have a heavy shell on their back. So, tiny, tiny little snails. Let's go ahead and see if we can get some of these guys in better light on them. There we go. You can really see those tentacles out, and they use those tentacles to sense their environment.